Well, now, book summary Surrounded by Idiots by Thomas Erikson. The idiots you surround you are not idiots at all. Instead, they are individuals worthy of respect, understanding, and being valued. Thomas Erikson. Ever rolled your eyes at someone and thought to yourself, "What an idiot"? Well, you are certainly not alone. When someone cannot understand you and behave in totally unexpected ways, you may assume there's something wrong with them. The truth is, they may simply be different from you. In Surrounded by Idiots, Thomas Erikson explains how to recognize and communicate with 4 key behavioral profiles. In this Surrounded by Idiots summary, you will uncover the key traits, differences, strengths, and weaknesses of the 4 types of behaviors and how to effectively interact with each type. What is Surrounded by Idiots about? Why are some people so quiet while others talk non-stop? Why are some people always late while others are punctual? Why do you relate naturally to some people but find others irritating? Our behavioral differences come from a mix of international factors, example, personality traits, character, temperaments, and external factors, example, environment and situational factors. Our core values and attitudes affect how we behave and who we aspire to become. Our values define what we think is right or wrong. Example, it's wrong to lie or hard work is good. Our attitude are opinions that we develop from our life experiences. Example, salespeople can't be trusted. We also moderate our behaviors or wear different masks based on what we think is appropriate for a given situation. In any communication, what matters isn't what you say, but what the recipients hear and interpret based on their perceptions, biases, and frames of reference. To interact more effectively, you need to understand 1. Your own tendencies, 2. Others' needs and preferences, and 3. How others may perceive your actions so you can tailor your approach accordingly. 4 behavior types, 4 colors, DISA and DISC. This book describes 4 behavior types: dominance, inducement, submission, and analytic. DISA, which explains the key differences in human behavior and communication. Each behavior type is associated with a color: red, yellow, green, and blue. These behavior types have existed for millennia. That is, people have been behaving like this for a very long time. For example, you may have heard of the 4 humors by Hippocrates or the DISC profile. Thomas Erikson brings these ideas to life by organizing the 4 behavior types around 4 colors. Here's a quick comparison of how Erikson's 4 colors relate to others' behavior profiling tools, especially the DISC and DISA. In the complete Surrounded by Idiots summary, we'll elaborate more on the models above. Simply put, Erikson's 4 colors are derived from the DISA model: red for dominance, yellow for inspiration, green for stability, and blue for analytic. This is also similar to DISC, except C is replaced by A for analytic. Understanding the behavioral types. Thomas Erikson's 4 colors are meant to help us understand why people behave the way they do, not to narrowly compartmentalize people. Here are the 4 behavior types at glance. Every color has its desirable and not so desirable traits. A quality, example, ambition, can be a strength in some situations and a liability in others. Different situations also call for different behaviors. So treat the behavior pattern as tools that you can use. It's impossible to account for all human differences, and there will always be exceptions. Moreover, we are capable of adapting our behaviors instead of rigidity sticking to one set of behaviors. Only 5% of the people have one dominant color. The majority have less than one dominant color. 80% have two dominant color and 15% have three dominant color. No one seems to have four dominant color. Red, the first dominance. Reds are driven by ambition, decisive and dynamic, which makes them natural leaders. They bring energy and momentum to a team, project, and extremely competitive, work hard and constantly challenging themselves. Reds are task oriented and are always at the go. They are straightforward in their communication and won't hesitate to state their views. However, Reds can appear aggressive, impatient, or domineering. They are so focused on getting things done that they may bulldoze over others who leave others behind. They may also interrupt others, assert their views, or seem controlling, confrontational. Yellow, inducement. Yellows are positive, creative, and sociable. They are social butterflies, outgoing, popular, and have a huge social network. Yellows are always full of vitality, fun, and laughter, infecting others with their positive energy. They are also optimistic, resourceful, and inspiring. Of the four colors, yellow are the most animated, expressive, and talkative. However, yellow people can also come across as impulsive, attention seeking, and overly verbose. They are bad listeners and tend to dominate a conversation, often spewing ideas or opinion without prior thought or knowledge. Yellow personality types are so fun-loving that they may resist rules, miss deadlines, appointments, and get carried away by excessive optimism. Green, stability. Green personality is associated with being calm, stable, and loyal. They prefer a calm, predictable environment where they can move at a leisure pace. They are patient, reliable, great team players, but shy away from the spotlight. They avoid conflict wherever possible to maintain harmony and stability. On the flip side, greens may be perceived as stubborn, indifferent, and even dishonest. They don't change their minds or take actions until something feels truly right for them. The bigger the challenge or problem, the more they hold back, so they can seem slow or resistant to change. To avoid conflict, greens may sit on the fence or speak in vague terms. Even if they disagree with something, they are unlikely to speak up, preferring to voice their displeasure privately behind your back. Blue, analytic. Blues are detail-oriented, analytic, and perfectionists who seek to have the right answers to everything. Blue personality types like to categorize, label, and document everything, and they do things in a systematic way. You will find them using complex spreadsheet and decision-making tools to evaluate a problem from all angles. They will check everything multiple times and insist on contingency plans. Before taking actions, they don't speak unnecessarily, preferring to quietly observe and analyze everything around them. However, blue behavior is also associated with being distant, pessimistic, and fastidious. It can be slow and tedious to work with them. They also appear cold and critical, always asking for evidence and pointing out risks and problems. Putting it together, as you can see, there is no perfect behavior types. Each color has its strength and weaknesses and quality and can backfire if it is applied in the wrong situation or when they're taken in extreme condition. Moreover, most people have less than one dominant color and may exhibit different traits under different circumstances. Becoming a more effective communicator. Now that you know about each of the 4 profiles, you can become more aware of your own tendencies and learn to interact with other people more effectively. A large portion of Thomas Erikson's book is devoted to a real life application tips and a complete surrounded by idiot summary. We've organized those insights into the following sections. That is, how to recognize and respond to each color type, how to adapt to these people, how to manage collaboration and group dynamics, understand what angers or stress and each color type has, getting the most from surrounded by idiots. The only way to become fluent at language of human behavior is to keep practicing it. To start applying the ideas, Thomas Erikson encourages you to try identifying the profile of people around you and experimenting with the various communication approaches and other suggestions in the book. If you wish to truly understand human interaction and achieve positive outcomes when interacting with others, please do read the full book. This book is a full of examples, personal observation and colorful anecdotes to bring the 4 behaviors to life. And it also includes some numerous real life stories and short quizzes also. With this, we come to the end of the summary. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Thank you.